Football's popularity is continuing to boom worldwide, but at the same time, so have the costs of following a team. With more games being forever added to the calendar and the cost of merchandise at an all-time high, is the average fan being priced out of football? Hello and welcome to Football Now. It's safe to say that football is still the world's most popular sport. Just under 2 years ago, over 80,000 spectators packed this very stadium in Lusail for the final of the 2022 Qatar World Cup, and over 1.5 billion people tuned in to watch the game worldwide. As the popularity of football continues to increase, so do the extortionate player transfer fees and salaries, let alone the amount of money it takes to build a multi-purpose stadium such as this one. Those costs are ultimately being passed forward to the fans in the form of increased ticket prices. For example, back when the Premier League began in 1992, it cost just €20 for a single match ticket to Tottenham Hotspur, €13 at Manchester City, and €8 at Liverpool. Last season, the equivalent ticket cost €95 at Tottenham, €89 at Manchester City, and €46 at Liverpool, with fans of those clubs paying around 5 times as much as they did 32 years ago. While the cost of competing at the highest level has increased, including the wages of players, it is fair to say the wages of the wider community haven't. So, is it appropriate for the clubs to pass on these costs to the match-going fan?
It does feel like it's not a club-specific problem. I think across the Premier League, across European football, the fans who have been the lifeblood of these teams for decades and decades and decades, unfortunately, I don't think are the priority anymore, and probably haven't been for quite some time. You know, clubs, of course, do have rising costs the same as everyone, and that's why they feel like they need to bump up prices. I think we're in quite a sad situation where, you know, a lot of working class fans simply in a couple of years' time might not be able to go to the game week in, week out.
And it's not just for Premier League games where fans are seeing extraordinary increases. Aston Villa have been criticised for charging upwards of €100 for tickets as they made their long-awaited return to the UEFA Champions League this season. It's a huge blow for their most loyal fans who are following their club in this competition for the first time since 1983. However, President of Business Operations Chris Heck has defended the prices. We recognise and understand the depth of passion felt amongst fans and their recent frustration around ticket pricing. Financial fair play rules prohibit owners from covering shortfalls to finance this ambition, so we need to generate as much revenue as possible through sponsorship, merchandise and ticket sales to ensure that we can keep the club where it rightfully belongs, competing and winning at the top of English and European football.
Villa have great owners. I know that they have been speaking very well and I think very fairly about PSR and the restrictions that puts on clubs like Aston Villa. But I know that taking advantage of fans who have been there with you through thick and thin isn't the way it's going to fix it. I know that 4 matches in the Champions League isn't the way it's going to fix it by hiking up prices that much. I really don't get the thinking behind seeing 4 games here and deciding this is the way to make inroads into getting more revenue, because it's not. Like, the way to do it is to continue to progress, and the way to do that is to keep everybody together.
Now, at the moment, ticket prices in Europe aren't quite as steep, but there are signs that that could soon change. 2 clubs in Spain, Valencia and Celta Vigo, have both recently implemented a new dynamic pricing strategy for their home match tickets. It means that prices for more popular games and tickets bought closer to kick-off could automatically increase. It's a move which has been met with huge backlash from their fans.
It's true that there are 2 clubs now that are developing this in La Liga. I control more about Valencia, which is they are doing it since the start of the season. But it was La Liga, the competition itself, who gave the possibility to the clubs. But it's true that now in Valencia, it wasn't well received. Normally here, at least in Valencia, there is a huge amount of fans that has ticket for all the season. The people who buy a ticket just for 1 match, normally they wait until the last second, and normally now this price is higher than before.
Valencia are just one of many La Liga teams who have played competitive games outside of Spain in recent years. Since 2020, the Supercopa de España has been played in Saudi Arabia in an effort to generate more revenue for Spanish football. While the clubs have benefited financially, is it realistic to expect fans to travel over 6,500 kilometres just to watch their teams?
Yeah, so I can tell you that the Super Cup in Arabia, it was successful in terms of money because Valencia, when played in, had more incomes, but in terms of fan base, it was at all. Nobody made a trip there, but not only from Valencia or Osasuna or Atletico, but even from Barcelona or Real Madrid. So you have to do it very carefully because if you have lots of money, but you lose your fan base, the money also will go lower. The day that the fans stop thinking their club about something that belongs to them and feel like something that is for them, they won't watch the matches on TV, they won't watch the stadiums. And if you don't do it, it's going to be something that won't work.
An expensive time to be a lover of football then, as prices of tickets and merchandise continues to rise. Let us know if you think following your club is too expensive using the hashtag #FootballNowCostInflation. That's all we've got time for here from the Lusail Stadium in Qatar. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.